Alright guys, pretty something different today. We're actually going to be doing a sort of a general commentary. The gameplay in the background, well, it's not a general commentary, it's about a specific topic, but it's not about gameplay is what I'm saying. The gameplay in the background is going to be Trials Evolution. Picked this game up yesterday. I've only played about an hour or so of it, so the gameplay is going to be pretty early levels and noobish, so I do apologise for that. But anyway, so let's get on to the main topic. Now, the main topic, as you will know by the video, is why take quote-unquote offense. Right, this is it's quite a controversial topic, some of the things I'm going to talk about today, but it's quite a common sense topic in my opinion too. Now let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Let's take my video on sports a couple of weeks ago, for example, where I did a FIFA pack open addiction helpline mixtape, okay? Parody, sorry. And in that parody, there was a segment where there was an Indian call center worker, and was taking the mick out of basically Indian call center workers. Now, some people in the video took offense to that, as I say offense, like quote-unquote offense. And then you go and look at, for example, a Sark video where he makes racial jokes basically every single episode. And do you ever see anyone take offense to that in the comments? No. And the point I'm trying to make here is that, well, actually a couple of points. First of all, people seem to have selective offenses on the internet, whereas it's acceptable for one person to say something but not another. But the main thing I'm trying to say here is that it's neither are offensive at all. Let's look at the Indian accent thing, for example. First of all, it's just a fact that most call centers from big companies are now in India, and it's incredibly frustrating because you can't have a conversation with them on a personal level. Not because you have anything against Indians, not because you hate Indians, because the simple fact that they have quite a different accent to you, and it's hard to understand at times. That's just a fact. And making light of that, there's nothing wrong with that in the slightest. It's just humor. Now, the other thing that frustrates me as well is if you see that, for a lot of these people that hated on me for doing that, you know, they will flick onto their local comedy channel on TV tonight and they'll laugh at their favorite comedian doing an Indian accent. You know, it's selective offensiveness, which I find quite frustrating. But I'm not making this whole video to go on about that particular Indian accent term that I made and why people are hating on it. There's a couple things I want to talk about. First of all, there's a big difference, right, in getting offended at things. You have to understand the context something is said in, right? If someone says something like Sark does in a joking manner, right, in a not serious manner, then there is no reason to get offended by that. They are not directing that at you to try and offend you. They're saying it in a joking term. Now, if someone comes up to you and says something offensive directed at you and they're actually trying to offend you, then that's a different story, alright? Completely different story. My point is, you know, someone could say a black joke, for example, what Sark does it all the time in Respawn, or even a white joke, or any joke, racially termed. Now, if someone says that, or not a joke, but a slur, if someone says that in a joking manner, then there's no need to get offended by it. If someone says that in a derogatory manner towards someone, and they mean it, completely different. Yeah, you really have to take, take things in terms of context when it comes to being offended to things. But the last thing is, even if someone does mean it, why be offended? The guy's just an idiot, you know, just tell him where to go. It's just, the fact that they're that idiotic to do that just means, for me, would just give me even more reason to take less offense to them, because I would care less about their opinion, you know. At the end of the day, it's just words, and not their whole term, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Like, it's true. You know, why take offense to anything in life? I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't. You know, even if, for example, an illness my family had, which is true, a certain illness that a lot of people quite regularly take the mick out of. Do I care when I take the mick out of it? No, not at all, because at the end of the day, it's not directed at my family. It's just a general joke, and I don't know. And you may think this is a lie, but honestly, if you ask me to think of any situation in my life where I've been offended, I don't think I have. Now, you don't get being offended mixed up with being upset about something. Now, if someone bullies you in school and calls you ginger and all, I wouldn't really class that as being offended. That's just upsetting someone about their looks and stuff. I wouldn't really call that being offended. I don't know. I think there's a difference there. You tell me in the comments, but my point is, I don't think I've ever been offended by something. I just find the whole term quite stupid. I don't get it, you know? Why take offense to something? Especially when it's not in an offensive context. Oh, one thing I would like to say about the racist thing. Why should it be any different making fun of like an Indian accent than making fun of an Irish accent or an Australian accent? Surely it's more offensive or non-equal or racist treating a certain race better than others and only making fun of certain races because that's politically correct. Surely it's better that people are just making fun of every race equally. I mean, I don't know, I'm just one that takes light of in a lot of situations, but that's just an interesting thing that I like to say to people. Surely it's more equal to treat all races the same rather than treat one better and not make fun of them. That's just an interesting little term that I like to say to people just to stir a bit of debate. But anyway guys, give me your opinions on this whole term of offense. Do you think offense is stupid, or do you think it's a genuine thing? Do you think it is fair enough that people take offense to people? Are some people just more sensitive than others? Am I just a soulless, you know, heartless, cold person that has no feelings? You tell me. This has been Maxwell. This has been Why Take Offense. See you all later. Alright guys, in case you missed it, I uploaded an episode of Real Football Talk. In this Real Football Talk, I was mainly talking about Chelsea. Alright guys, welcome to this week's episode of Real Football Talk. Guys, this week we're going to be talking about mainly Chelsea.